All right. Welcome back, everyone. And today I'm gonna make another redesign. This time it is YouTube, and this is the design that I'm talking about from Pankaj Nautiyal, a UX UI designer from India. Okay, this is very clean design. I love this. And today we're gonna be making this design um in React, basically. So before all that, I just want to set some expectations first again. Okay, I just want to set some expectations first. We're not going to be building the whole app. That's not the intent of this tutorial. We're only going to be building this design. Is the front end basically. And then we're only going to be building this homepage. But I'm going to make sure that we have some kind of structure so that you can extend the app to pretty much accommodate artist page or even detail page, right? Okay, if you're still interested, first consider subscribing and then let's get to it. Well, the next thing that I want to do is I want to create a new folder where the project will be. So I'm just gonna say new folder, um and then I'm just gonna say YouTube redesign cloned. I go into that folder and I hold shift and open PowerShell window here. Okay, and after that I'm just gonna sorry npx create react app and dot, and that means that I want to create a react app in this folder, the YouTube redesign clone, and I hit enter, and we're just gonna wait until it's finished installing React. All right, we are now finished installing React. So next thing we want to do is we can simply run code to open VS Code in that folder, and then let's run the app npm start. Okay, now we wait for React app to be running. I'm gonna close this and all right. Now the app is running at localhost and port 3000, and now we can go to VS Code, and then I'm gonna get rid of all this. We're gonna start from scratch. So let's delete this and just say hello world, save, and I'm also gonna delete index.css and also app.css. Cool. Okay, now if we go back we should see hello world. Okay, and the next thing I want to do, I want to reset the CSS. So I'm just gonna say reset CSS Google, and then here's just pretty much copy and paste this. Copy and paste this in our index CSS. So hit save, and now cool. The CSS has been resetted. And the next thing I want to do is, if we look at this design, there's basically the UI designer, Pankaj Nautiyal, basically give us a resource to do this design. And the first thing is the typography, which is the fonts that we are gonna use. This one is Google Product Sans, so I'm gonna download that fonts and we will install that fonts in our React app. So let's just give that Google Product Sans. Okay, I hit download, and now it's downloading. I can simply open it, and I'm gonna copy these fonts into my source, and I'm gonna make a new folder. Just call it fonts, and in that folder I'm gonna pass that in. Okay, cool. Close, and I'm gonna close this. Right, and now in our index.css, then install that font. Okay. First I'm just gonna say we have a font face, and the font family is product sans. The font weight is 500, and then the source we have local name is product sans. URL is where the fonts will be, so it's fonts, and then product sans regular. Then the format is true type, and we're gonna use that font in our whole app. So I'm just gonna say font family here. Font family is product sans. Now if we save this, we should see some change in our app, and we did. The font has been changed. Okay, now cool. All right, now let's move on to the design. Well, if you think about this design, we pretty much divide this whole thing into two sections. The first one is the header, and the second one is the content. So basically, the header will stay even if you are on different page. For example, on artist page, your header, you can see that the header is staying, and then for the detail page also the header is staying. So so let's just create those two components. Right, in the source folder I'm just gonna make a new folder called main, and then inside of it I'm just gonna say I have a new component header.js or JSX, whatever you want. I would say JS, and then um also I'm gonna make a new folder called page, and a new folder again. Inside of it I'm gonna call home. Right, cool. All right, so now if you are right, and all right, so now inside the main folder I'm gonna make another component. I'm gonna call it content. Okay, cool. And now let's create for header, let's create a new component here. Yeah, header, this is header. Cool. And the content, let's do that as well. This is content, and I'm gonna import that in our app.js. So import main header, and do the same thing for content. All right, now let's render that component. Hit save, and now we should see the change in our React app, and we rendered the header, and then we render the content. All right, now let's take care of the content. Okay, I'm sorry, let's take care of the header first. Right, all right. For the header, let's see the design. Okay, so I can see here in this design we pretty much divide the header into three different sections, I guess. The first one is header left, which is the hamburger menu and the logo, and then header center, which is the search box, and then the header right, which is the user informations and the upload button. So let's do that. Okay, say we have a class name here is the header, and then we divide into 3 parts. Like I said earlier, class name, header left, header center, and header right. Okay, and for left, we are gonna be using font awesome icons to make this icon, and then logo. Okay, let's just do fonts awesome CDN.js, and I'm gonna copy this link. I'm gonna go to my index.html, and I'm gonna pass in right here. Hit save. For header, let's just use that font. So the class is, oh sorry, the class for this is FAS FA bars, right? I hit save. Now if I hit save, I should see the icon in my React app, and I did. And if you are wondering how do I get this class, where do I get this class from, and you can simply go to font awesome and font awesome's icons. Sorry. Yep, font awesome icons. Nope. Okay, wait, let's go to font awesome. Okay, font awesome icons. Hold on a second. I'm gonna click here, right here, and this menu icons. Okay. Sorry, it's my internet is a little bit slow. Alright, and I'm gonna click here on free. We're only gonna use free fonts, and then I'm gonna type in hamburger, right? And if I, this is the icon, and I'm just gonna click this, and this is exactly what I type. So this is how I figure out the class for my hamburger menu. Okay, so that's cool. And now let's create the logo. So I'm just gonna say image, class name is the logo, the source. Okay, let's look for some YouTube icon, YouTube logo. So say YouTube logo, right? Hit image, and then maybe this one, right? Open and make a new tab, copy the link, and then pass that in right here. Hit save, and now I should see the YouTube logo in my React app, and I did. Okay, that's cool. Now let's take care of the I'm sorry, this is okay. Let's take care of the center. For the center we have the search box. So if class name is search, and then we have input. The type is a text. The placeholder is the string search, and then the class name for it is, I'm just gonna say search box. Okay, sorry. Okay, cool. And then we have another icon, which is this icon, the magnifying glass one. So I'm just gonna say button. Class name for this is search button, and then the I tag class name for this one awesome icon is FAS FE search. Cool. Hit save. Now I should see the changes in my React app. And I did. I have the input and and the search button. Okay, cool. Now let's take care of the right side. Okay, we have the div class name, user info, and I class name for this is fa comment alt, and second one is fa bell, and then we have the image. The class name for this is avatar, and the source, let's look for some random avatar user, avatar whatever image, right? And click image, and maybe this one looks good. Let's just do that. Open image in new tab, just copy and paste, right? Copy and paste. Cool. Okay, so now we should see, right? We did. We have the button. I'm sorry, we have the icon for comment, notifications, and the user avatar. Now let's take care of the upload button. So div class name upload. We're gonna have a button, and the class name for this is upload button, and then we have an icon here. Class name is fa long arrow alt up. Cool. And the text upload. All right, that's pretty much it. We have the upload button, so we have all the content ready. Now let's style this. I'm gonna create a header.css. Cool. Okay, and then I'm gonna import that in my React component. Header.css, hit save. Okay, now I have prepared the CSS, so I'm not gonna bother you guys with me writing all this CSS. I'm just gonna copy and paste it. It's okay. All right, now the CSS is ready, and I think we should have a space here, so let's just do that. The header right here, that has just one space. Okay, hit save, and we did. That's pretty cool. Right, so that is ready, and let's take care of the content. Right. Okay, so let's create, this is content. Okay, cool. For the content, we are gonna differentiate between home content and artist content and detail page content. So I'm gonna create in page and home, I'm gonna create a component called home content.js. Cool. And in the content, I will render that component. First, let's just create that component. See, this is home content, and then in content.js I will render home content component. So import page home content. Sorry. All right, and then here home content. Okay, cool. We should see this is home content. That's cool. And also, while we are at it, let's create let's use make a class name for this. I'm just gonna say content, and also let's have a styling. Yes, and the styling is content. Cool. And I will import that CSS. Hit save, and okay, cool. Now we see this link. All right. Next thing we want to do is we are going to change the home content, and for that, let's think about what the home content is gonna be, right? So first, let's create a styling for this. Well, not right now. Okay, maybe later on, right? So for the home content, we have two things basically. So the first one is the sorry, yeah, we have. I'm sorry for the content first. Yeah, we're talking. Man, I'm tripping. For the content right here, if you see this design, this is the content, right? This whole thing, right? And we basically divide it into two part, I guess. So the first one is the sidebar, right? And the second one is the home content. Okay, so we need to have a sidebar first. I'm just gonna say sidebar, right? And the component is gonna be in here. Okay, so now in the sidebar component, I'm just gonna create sidebar. This is sidebar, and hit save. In the content, I will render that sidebar. I hit save, and then I should see the sidebar display. All right, this is the sidebar. This is the sidebar component. Okay, cool. And for the sidebar, let's think about what the sidebar is. Well, pretty much what it does is it renders all of this menu, right? So, all right. So I guess I'm going to create an array consisting of all this menu, and then I will loop through that array, and I will render each menu one by one. So first, let's just do that in the sidebar component. Let's create cons main menus. Right, this is only for the main menu. So the text is gonna be home, and the icon is gonna be FAS FA home. Right, this is the icon, the font awesome icon for that specific menu. Right, and I'm gonna have to do all of this for I'm gonna have to write all of this for each of the menus. So I have prepared this, so I'm just gonna copy and paste. All right, and that's done. Pretty much what I did is I just collect all of this menu into separate array. So for main menus, we have library menus, and we have best menus, and so that's it. And now let's render that menu. Okay, different class name is a sidebar, and then we have a UL with the class name. I'm just gonna say menu group, and then we are going to render all the menus in the main menu. Okay, so map each menu to be li with the class name of menu item. Okay, where the icon with the class name of menu dot icon, and the text has a class name of text, and inside of it I'm just gonna say menu dot text, and if I hit save, I should see the menu render in my React app. So all right, I did. This is the main menu. So we're gonna do the same thing for library and base menu. So can simply copy and paste this, and then change this to library menus, and I do the same thing for this base of YouTube, best menus. I hit save, and now I should see it's all render. Cool. And now I will again just copy the CSS because I prepare for it. I don't need you guys waiting for me writing the CSS. And now this is the CSS. So let's see, are we rendering it? Oh, I think we have an import that, right? Import sidebar.css, hit save. We should see the change, and we did. Cool. Now let's talk about home content, right? Well, well, the home content is pretty much consists of a different collections of component. In this case, I would say a videos row component. And a videos row, what it does is basically it renders a collection of videos. In this case, 4 videos. Each row renders 4 videos, and as you can see here, there are pretty much 2 types of videos row. The first one I would say is normal one. Sorry, is a normal one. Well, a normal one has its header or its label is just simply a text, right? In this case, it is recommended. And then there are another kind of videos row I would say is a channel one. The channel one display its header as a channel, and then we have a subscribe button right here. So I think we should make a a videos row component first, okay, and then I will render that in my home content. In the main, I'm just gonna say videos row.js, and I'm also gonna create the CSS for it. Videos row.css, right? And let's create that component. See, this is videos row. I hit save, and then I will render videos row in my home content component. So tip home, it should be in main, videos row, and let's render that. Videos row, hit save, and let's just, while we're at it, let's just say this is home content. Yep. And also let's create the CSS for this. Home content.css, right? And then let's say home content, we want it to grow, so flex grow is 1. Hit save, and okay, and then import the CSS. Import home content.css. Cool. Well, okay, in the videos row, like I said earlier, we have two, I guess, types. The first one is normal, and the second one is channel. So let's render the first one. I'm gonna pass in as a props. The type for this is a normal, and we have label, which is gonna be the text recommended, right? And then hit save. In the videos row, let's render that. Let's grab all of these props. So I'm just gonna say cons, the type, let's grab the type and label from the props. Cool, right? And then in the videos row, let's think about this. Well, in the videos row, we divide again into two parts. The first one is the label, and the second one is the videos container, right? So let's do that. The class name for this is videos row container, and then inside of it we have I guess dev the class name is row, and then we have dev, the class name is videos label container, and then this one has the text of, well, whatever label we have, right? And okay, cool, right? And then this I will just, right, okay, maybe I'll do it later. Okay, so now you can see that in the videos we have the text recommended display, but now my label, I should be able to display this based on its type, right? So let's just create a new functions. I'm gonna call it render row label, and this is an arrow function. So all right, if the type, okay, if the type is normal, okay, if the type is normal, then I want to display heading 3 with the class name of videos row label, right? And then this one should be label, and in here I can simply say I'm gonna render row label. Cool. If the type is normal, okay, now since the type is normal, it will again display their text recommended. But if I change home content and I would say something like the type is channel, not normal, so I don't need the label, I'm just gonna hit save, and now you won't see anything display, right? But let's take care of that. If the type is channel. I can type channel. Then I want to return div with the class name of videos row label channel. Okay, and inside of it I have an image, right? Since if you think about it, if the label is channel, if the videos row is for channel, then you have an avatar image, you have the channel name, and then we have I don't know, the text recommended for you, and then we have the subscribe button. So I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna say you have an image, the source. For now, let's just leave it empty, and right, the class name I would say avatar. Cool. And for we have heading 3, the class name I would say this is videos row label, and then we have channel, sorry, not channel, let's, yep, right now let's say leave it, this is, let's just say this channel name, right, for now. And then we have the text span class name of small text. The tag is recommended channel for you, and then we have div, sorry, not right here, we have it okay. So we are gonna wrap, since we have 2 parts of this, basically if you see here we have the left part and the right part, I'm gonna wrap this whole thing in a left div. So div class name is left. Cool. And then I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna cut this and paste in right this, right, and then we have the right part and then we have the right part, right? So for this we are only gonna have a button, so it's very easy, should be very easy. Subscribe, I can't type, subscribe button. Oof, what's going on? Okay, subscribe button, and then we have the text subscribe. Cool. And now if you see here, we should see the subscribe button, and we did, right? And that's cool. So now let's think about these, hold on a second, let's think about our home content. Well, for type, let's talk about videos row with the type of normal. You need to have a label for this, so label, and I'm just gonna say recommended, and then we have videos, which is gonna be a collections of video object, right? So right now let's leave it empty right now. So let's create that. Cons recommended videos, and we have a list of video objects. So typically well, the videos has what, a thumbnail, we should have a thumbnail, oh sorry, thumbnail, and then let's just leave it empty for now. And then we should have a title, in this case is Ariana Grande problem featuring Iggy Azalea. Cool. And then we should have the length, which is the length of the video in seconds, so 208. And then we should have a channel object that tells us what channel uploaded that video. So the channel itself has a name, so Ariana Grande, and then the link for that channel, and then also image, right? Right. The I guess the image of that channel. Okay. So and then after that, a video also have a view counts. It tells us how many views the video got. So let's say there's some crazy number. I'm just gonna type some random number here, and then we have the uploaded at, which is the date that it got upload. So 2020. Let's just say 12/01. Cool. Now this is typically how a video object is, right? Now we should probably fill the thumbnail and the link and the image, and we should do this for all videos. So in this case, for example, for recommended videos, we have 4 videos. We should do this 4 times. And again, I have prepared for this, so I'm just gonna copy and paste. Okay. Damn, I have copy and paste. And now one thing that I need to mention is that I'm using Pixum Photos API here to get me some random photo with the size of 300 and 150, and also the same for the image. I'm using Pixum Photos again, and to get me a random avatar photo the size of 30 by 30 pixel. All right, so now we get that. Let's just pass that in our I guess video, in our videos row props. So let's recommend recommended videos. Cool. Hit save. And now in the videos row, sorry, in the videos row, let's create a videos row. Okay, let's create a videos row. In the videos row, let's just render all of that video, right? So I'm gonna grab then the videos props, and then I would say def, we have a class name of videos, sorry, videos row item. Okay, and then let's render the videos dot map video. Let's render it. It's gonna say videos video. Okay, so we have a video component now, right? Video. Cool. All right, so we have the video component, and let's just create that component. I'm just gonna say video.js, and let's create the CSS as well. Video.css. Cool. Okay, in the video.js, let's create a RE. This is a video. Hit save, and then let's import that component. Video. Cool. And then we should see 4 videos render, right? This is a video, 4 video component render. This is a video, this is a video, this is a video, and this is a video. So 4 video, which exactly match the number of video we should be rendered right here. Okay, next thing I want to do is let's take care of this video component. Okay, so well, typically a video, let's create that, make a class name here. So I'm just gonna say video, and then we should have a thumbnail first. Sorry, class name of thumbnail, and then for the thumbnail we have the image, the source. Okay, it's gonna be the thumbnail, right? So let's grab the props, and I'm gonna grab the video, sorry, video from the props, and then I'm gonna grab the thumbnail, title, channel. What else do we have? View count, length, and let's see, uploaded at. Cool. And we're gonna grab that from the video object, and for this thumbnail I'm just gonna pass in thumbnail right here, and that's it, I guess. Cool. And then we're also gonna have this span with the class name is the length of the video, so I'm just gonna say length here. Cool. And now what else do we need? Do we need the title? So class name with title, this one is title, and then we need the channel info, class name is channel. All right, for the channel we have a tag, and it will go to channel dot link, and the tag is gonna be channel dot name. Cool. And then we have I guess the video info, the class name is video info, right? We have 3 span, so the class name, the first one is view count, count, you're right, the view count. This one is rendering the view count, and then we have point divider, right? And we have uploaded at, cool. And this point divider is actually this thing right here. If you can see, there is a little bit a single dot right here, right? So okay, cool. We cannot access video before initialization. Okay, that's because, sorry, my bad. It should be in here, right? Okay, so now we are rendering 4 videos. Let's take care of the CSS. I'm just gonna copy and paste, and yeah. Okay, so this is the CSS for videos row. Okay, and then for video, again, I'm just gonna copy and paste. Okay, this is the CSS for video. Let's import those two in. Okay, import videos row, and for this also import video.css. This one is videos row.css. Cool. Let's see. Okay, now we're looking good. Couple of things that we need to take care of. This I think, right? Because the YouTube does not show views like this. It shows something like this. So for example, you have 1.1 billion views and 1K views or 1.1 million views, right? And the next after that, we are also going to need to take care of this, because this is not how YouTube displayed the date it got uploaded. It displayed how long ago was it got uploaded. So for example, we have this is 4 years ago, and then we have, like, for example, 2 months ago or 3 months ago, right? And also we need to take care of this, because this is again is not how YouTube display the video length. It display like this. So for example, 3 minutes 28 seconds, which is 208 seconds will be displayed something like this. Okay, cool. Right, let's take care of them one by one. Okay. Now, okay, let's take care of them one by one. Right. Okay. In the video component, I think I'm gonna have to take care with this first, the length. Maybe. Yeah, I think the length should be good. Okay, this one first. View count, right? So I'm gonna create a new functions, which is called get view count, get view string. Sorry, get cons, get view string, right? View count. Damn. It's a function that takes a few counts, which is gonna be something like this, right? Sorry, something like this, and it will turn that string into, this should be, hold on a second, 1.2 millions. So it will turn a string like this to a string like this. That is what a get view string does. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? That's the question. The next thing we want to do is we basically want to make a function that transform this into something like this, right? Well, the way we detect whether or not it's a million or billion is by saying the number of digits in the few count. So for example, let's say for this we have, for this for example, we have 7 number of digits. That means it should be a million, right? So we, to do that, we can simply create a new variable. I'm just gonna call it num of char, num of char, and then I'm just gonna say it's gonna be the few count. I'm gonna convert that to a string, and then I would take the length, which tells us how many digits we have in few count. And after that, I'm gonna create 2 variable. The first one is the unit, and the second one is the render view. Sorry, render view. Okay, right. And when we are gonna check if the num of char is bigger than 10, then that means it's a billion, right? It's more than a billion. So I would say render view is equal to view count, sorry, view count divided by 10 digits, right? So we have 3, 6, 9, 10 digits. Okay, cool. And the unit would be billions. And we're gonna do the same thing. Else if the num of char is I guess 7, that means the render view is gonna be rendered view is gonna be what? View count divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the unit is gonna be million. And do the same thing. Else if num of char is at least 4, now the render view is gonna be the view count divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And the unit is gonna be k, right? And else if it's not even 1,000, right? If it is not even 1,000, then the render view will be something like view count itself, and the unit will be empty. Cool. And we are going to return that value. So I'm gonna use, sorry, I'm going to return that value. So this one is the rendered view, and we have the unit, I guess. Sorry, oops, I can't type unit. Cool. And the next thing we want to do is we want to get this get view string and pretty much implement this in the view count. Cool. Count, I'm just gonna say view count. I hit save, and now I should see the changes in my React app. And um, oh, it's compiling. Okay, cool. Normally it doesn't take this long, so okay. Normally this doesn't take this long, so I'm just gonna maybe restart the app. Cool. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, so I'm going to restart the app. All right, now the app has been restarted. So, all right, now the app has been restarted, and um, I think we should have the text views here. I hit save, and you see here we have the text views. And normally this is not how YouTube display. We don't want it to be this precise, right? So I want to get rid of these digits right here. I don't want it to be very precise. So the way we do that is just simply say to fix one. We want only one digits after the period, right? One. And for K we don't want it to be, I'm just gonna say 0. Cool. Hit save, and now you can see it changed. That's pretty good. And that's it for the view count. And now let's move on to this. Okay. Okay, so the way we do this is very similar. I'm just gonna say get uploaded string, uploaded at, let's create that functions. Const get uploaded string, uploaded at. Cool. Now the way this function does, what it does is very simple actually. It will turn a string like this. So for example, 02, let's say today is February 13. So let's say we have something like this, right? 02 and 12 to something like 1 day ago. Okay. So basically what it does is basically it figure out, we want to figure out how long ago it is from today. So we could of course find the logic ourselves, basically subtracting these two dates, but I'm lazy, so I'm gonna use a package, an npm package called durations. So if you can see, I'm just gonna say duration package npm package npm.js. Let's take a look at this. This is the package I'm talking about. If you need the documentation for this package, this is you can simply go to this link. This is from medical very good, very cool package. So I'm just gonna install this, and I think I'm just gonna install this. Okay, npm install durations and hit enter, and now we wait for it to be finished installing. All right, it's now finished installing. So I'm gonna start the app one more time, and then while we're waiting, let's just figure out what are we doing. So the first thing we want to do is we want to import that package. So I'm just gonna call it const durations, require durations. And the way this package works is basically you can see here or in this documentation, in this example usage, what it does is you need to call new durations, and you need to pass in two parameters, which is a date object, right? So this is the from the date, right? And the to date. So for example, this line will give you the duration between uh, the year, the duration between June 7th in 2000 8 uh, to August 13 in 2010. The duration between these two dates, right? And also you can also I guess you can also pass in the time, but we're not gonna worry about time for now. We're only worrying about the date, right? So okay, that's cool. Right. So to do this, let's go into our PS Code again. We import that using this syntax, require syntax. You can of course use this syntax, but I'm gonna use this for operations. And now get uploaded string. This is what it does basically. And to do that, we can simply say const durations. Right. I'm gonna make new duration between. I want it to be new date of the upload and oops, sorry, new date of the upload to today, right? And to get the today's date, you can simply just call this. Cool. And now let's do the same thing. We have a unit, and then we have the rendered view. Cool. And if the durations dot years, right, is at least 1 year, then I would want my rendered view to be durations dot years, and then my unit to be years. Okay, sorry, years, right? And then we'll do the same thing for if, also if duration dot months is at least 1 month now, so it means that we are not entering this if statement, so that means it's less than a year, but it's still it still is 2 months away or 1 month away. Then we will go into this if statement, right? So fill render fill, so durations not months, and then unit is gonna be months. Cool. And else if durations dot days is at least 1 days away. Okay, and we want to be our render view to be duration dot days and our unit to be days. Cool. And if it is not even 1 days away, so right now, right, so I would say if it's today, if it the date it got uploaded is today, so we're just gonna render view for now. Let's just make it empty, right? Let's just assume that every video is at least 1 days away. Cool. Set it empty, and now return the this render view, and we'll pass in our unit here. Cool. Hit save, and now we should see the changes in here. We're not seeing again. It's okay. We did. Okay, hold on. We did see the changes. 2 months. So maybe we are missing one string. Okay, oh, cool. Hit save, and now it's pretty cool. Well, the next thing we want to figure out is this. This should be pretty easy. Apparently, it's not. But let's just do that. So I was get sorry, not this. This, sorry. Get length string. I'm just gonna pass in the length, and let's create that functions. Const get length string. Length is cool. Okay, so what this function does is basically transform the number in seconds into this format, the format in our minutes and seconds. So something like 208 will be transformed into 0328. So that means 3 minutes and 28 seconds length. Okay, so to do that, I actually use the code from Stack Overflow because I'm lazy, so I'm just gonna copy and paste for now. Okay, this is the code, and what it does is pretty simple actually. So we first take the length and we parse in the integer. Of course, our length will be the integer, so we probably don't need this anyway. But I'm just gonna pass it just in case our length is somehow not an integer. Cool. And the next thing we want to do is we want to figure out how many hours are there in that seconds. So for example, for 208, that will be 0 because it's not even an hour yet. But and then we figure out how many minutes are there in that second. So for 208, that will be 3 because it's 3 minutes 28 seconds, right? 28 seconds. And then for the second is the remaining seconds that is not 1 minute yet. So in this case, the seconds will be 28, right? So that's, we use modulus here. If you don't know what this is, what it basically does, it figure out how many remaining seconds you have after dividing 460, right? 460, which is the second you have in 1 minute. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is this. It's basically what it does is we are creating an array of 3 things: the hours, the minutes, and the seconds. So let's say we have something like for 208, that will mean we have something like 0 hours, 3 minutes, and 28 seconds, right? And then we change that to, in this, we map each of this item in the array. If the value is less than 10, we are appending, we are inserting the 0 in front of it. So for example, for something like this, it is less than 10, right? So we are making it to be something like this. Cool, right? Cool. And then this it's less than 10, so it should be something like this. But 28 is not less than 10, so we are gonna leave it as it is. Cool. And next thing you want to do is we will filter, we will only take the value that is not 0 0. See, we will only take the value in this array that is not 0 0. That's what we did. As we'll filter the v where the v is not 0 0, or the index is bigger than 0. So it this in a sense, this only applies for the hour because the hour has the index 0. See, so what it does is, again, this is 0 0, so we're gonna pretty much remove that, and we will only filter this to 0 3 and 28. And then in this we will join these two item, these two value with colon. So that means we have 0 8 28, something like this, right? So that's basically what it does. I hit save, and now I should see the changes, and it did change. See, it did change, right? Now we pretty much I guess done with this video serial. Let's now make a video serial for channel type. Cool. For the channel in the home content, I should be able to make this thing again. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste. For now, I'm just gonna use the same video. I'm just gonna say this is a channel videos, and the channel also has a we also need a channel object. So channel, so I'm just gonna say cons mark chant, and channel, the name, this is mark as Brownlee. Is that his name? I don't know. Can't remember. Marquez Brownlee. Okay, cool. Right. And then we have the link. I'm just gonna copy the same link for now. We don't really need that. It's just for, we don't need to be correct, right? And the image, again, I'm just gonna copy this for now. I don't really care about the image. Right, for the second thing, I'm gonna make videos row, and then the type for this is a channel, and then the label, we don't need a label, right? So videos is a mark, sorry, channel videos, right? And then we have the channel itself to be mark chan, and let's close this one. And if I hit save, I should be able to see uh the second, right? And it did. And right now the channel name, we should change that. And this the images also. Okay, let's go to videos row. Yep, the channel name should be not this, but let's just grab the channel. It should be channel.name, and then the image for this, it should be channel.image. I hit save, and now I should see this. Very cool, very cool. And one thing that I forgot to mention is, I think the subscribe button is not here. Oh, it is here. So yep, it is here. Okay, so now we pretty much are done, I guess. With this, it looks pretty similar to this, at least that's what I think. If you, for example, want to extend it, you simply do so by having more folder here. Right now we only have home folder. We can extend to artist folder or detail folder, whatever. And one thing that I need to mention is that I'm gonna leave this component as an exercise to you guys. I think it looks pretty easy, so that should be pretty doable. But right now, I think it looks pretty similar except for the siding. Again, I'm not gonna worry about that for now. I think that doesn't really matter. My intent of this tutorial is to basically tells you how are we gonna structure this in React. For styling, you can do it on your own, so I'm not gonna worry about that for now. Anyway, if you guys like this content or want to see more of this, I'm definitely gonna make more in the future. So consider subscribing, and have a good day.